Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Ooh. Ooh,
What else? Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah. Tell a friend, tell a foe, tell Danny Aiello. There was somebody was asking if SOS was always Crip. Did you see that?
yeah, I saw that.
They were asking about that. Was it always Crip? You guys always Crip? Was that the get down?
First part of that, no. I think we just bombed our fucking speaker, nigga.
Somewhere down there. Put it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is SOS always Crip?
Nah. Well, I said no. And that's funny because they said, this word. It wasn't made for that. Not to go and fuck off the comment shit, man, and belittle what the homeboy, little homie said. Look. By all means, your comment, good looking out, baby boy. It was not stupid. Thank you much for the comment. For Samoa. Okay, for your question, man. In other words, thank you much for your question. But yeah, nothing tick lightly like that. You didn't say nothing wrong. To answer your question, no, and no. The reason why it wasn't for to go and get along with anyone else. But look, the initial people ask like why do we start the Saw show? Well, more initially, why the fuck I start the fucking Saw? Well, initially it was just going to protect my fucking people. Protect my fucking people and shit like that against the other gangs out here. Because the biggest, baddest gangs are Cholos. I mean, Raza. And the only ones, man, running high second and shit like that was the Rips, the brothers. And the brothers ain't giving up shit. Of course, the Razas ain't giving shit. Brothers, but both sides pay for it. The Raza paid for it, but this is their country and shit, man, taking over shit, man, by the fucking whites and everything else. From LA and everything else during the time of Pancho Villa and shit like that. These fucking white people start taking their shit. So from fucking Mexico on down through here and throw this all was Mexico. And that part of fucking that East LA and everything else like that, that's all fucking Mexico as well. Not to mention if you know the history about LA's fucking history, she is a brother. I think with 4 other Indian, what you call Indian black women. Me? See, and he was the king of the tribe, a brother. Got that? A brother Indian, which you guys don't know. But you know, again, those are the original aboriginals of this fucking earth and server, especially on this side, along with the Chumash and everything else. Chumash might be that throwback and shit with people what you might call from the other side of Siberia, with your Mongols and everything else. But that's the Ice Age. So when you come to that kind of shit, no. I mean, we turn Rip to let you know it should have got when it, like I said, right after the mid-'80s. Because too many of our friends that were Rips, you mean they're starting their shit off in somewhere that insane and all that, but they wasn't insane at first. It was actually hood rats. And it wasn't no westbound, it wasn't no fucking boulevard, which westbound shit think they rolling eddies and shit like that on the west coast and shit. But they wasn't even there yet. They started off, it was hood rats. Along with Boulevard Crip, you know, Big Kirk and all them. The Big Earth, Ben Slain and all that. So before they're all that, they was hood rats. They used to ride the bus and shit and terrorize motherfuckers on a bus. You know what I mean? Ride around and how you said, you guys weren't there to see the shit. You wasn't there. You're not an immigrant to appreciate the shit. So I'm gonna tell you something. So I told him artist. So he asked you, my shit is really artistic because I can't have the way my mind think. But if you weren't there around the late fucking 70s and shit, just watch Big Earn and these fucking brothers, man, chicks swooping on when they get on the fucking bus. When these fucking when they were hood rags and shit like that, this when they were all together, shit like that. When you see them, they used to run like 14, 15, 16 niggas deep. That's a light pack of them. And they all had their beanies on like this, sacking their beanies. They had their beanies on and big old bomber jackets. You know, big old bomber jackets? Big old bomber jackets. Some had a throwback. Some had a throwback jackets with the fur fucking coat lid right there on the neck. But they're excellent. They're like both bombers, the blue bombers. I think the original fucking with Keystone Rangers to wear that shit up there in the 70s, late 70s, early 70s out there in LA off of La Brea over there by where they call it now the Jungle Bunnies up there, whatever they belong. La Cienega, La Brea, Rodeo Road in La Brea. But like I said, You young motherfuckers wouldn't know that kind of shit. You're little pooty tang, not standing up nobody. But a lot of little motherfuckers, they don't know this kind of shit. But they just bang into because they think it's something cool, something saw on TikTok, like, or they just need to go feel their balls out shit because they got no manly balls at home. I mean, but no, my shit really. The South usually initiated for one damn reason: to protect my family and protect Samoans abroad. Anything coming into fucking LA, Long Beach first, we're protecting them. And that's another reason why I got jumped. You mean like Samoa? Because I was ignorant to the fact that Samoans will jump Samoans. You see how stupid I am? You mean? See this? That's a great joke. Why say stupid shit? See, my name is called innocent motherfucking naive. You understand that? My mom and dad told me, don't be trying to save every Samoan because I got a parade. I think the two brothers got killed in Compton. And I participated in that parade. Along with some other brothers from the Booyah tribe and shit like that. And we all participated in that shit to get those brothers some justice shit. They got shot up there in Compton. Ones that weren't there, maybe you weren't invited. Maybe you weren't born. A lot of you weren't born. A lot of you don't know because you guys not invited shit like that. Y'all got no unity. You ain't got no fucking respect. You ain't got no loyalty. And that's the reason why that's why I speak the way I do. I don't apologize for stupid shit, not no shit that I involved with. I'm gonna about a fucking thing. If I apologize because I know I did something wrong and I can say that. Anybody can't apologize like that. You're some stupid motherfucker man writing a fucking that movie or a book or a dumbass little small motherfucker. You mean? And by the way, the guy man Fika, and I said something on one story. It said something like who should I say that? You know what I mean? More Lalo man respect all Samoans everywhere abroad. You know what I mean? All Samoans, they Fika the military. You know, on that behalf, so that with that, my low lava kulo. Nothing but respect to all the Usos that there's in the Malo. You can't. The reason I'm trying to say, if you heard me say the other part, it was like I'm not internet covert over shit, and some of them do that kind of shit. It wasn't related to you guys. It was like you look at the Ufas as two gun hole among you. You know what I'm talking about. When they sleep, their skin is no longer tan, and their skin is white like fucking damn fucking Weber's bread. You know what I mean? So you know who the fuck that is. That's Tom, Dick, and Fred. You know what I mean? Not Manu. You mean? But yeah, youngster. It wasn't like that, baby boy. Thanks a lot for the thing, shit. Yeah, Crip wasn't that shit. That came until later on because a lot of the homies had fucking brothers that were from the Rips and everything else and they were coming out. And by the way, I didn't miss that. When you saw those motherfuckers get on the bus, like the number 2 on the Santa Fe and coming back, because both sides got along back then. Now it's not like that, but they used to interact all the time. But we rode the buses, see? That's how poor we were treated. But each side. But when you see like 16, 18 guys all jump on a bus, and they all do this. Next guy. When it came to the last, all go to the back of the bus. When it came to the last guy, he just dropped in a bunch of fucking whatever he had. Pennies and quarters. Make it work. Walk to the back. Right? I said, when you're an immigrant like I was, shit, sat there watching all that shit like that, man. I just kept 18 starting my own shit, and I saw the way they did. Goes, them niggas cool as fuck. I'm sitting there on the corner.
We used to do the same shit.
I'm sitting on the corner drinking my fucking 40.
You got me.
Drinking my 40 with a bunch of other guys, and I peeked that move. That's why I said big ups to inside, because the neighborhood had to be inside, westbound, and Boulevard. Because you guys are all together at that time. So big up to all you guys' neighborhoods. Because your originals, that's how down they were. I sat there and took a note off of that. I was sitting there, damn, you see that? What's up, yo? What's up, yo? I was there getting fucked up and shit. Because me and my crowd, they knew. I mean, we're sitting there, we're the new guys on the block as well. We're sitting getting fucked up and shit like that. I watched her get on the bus. All right, yo. All right, this was. All right, some more. All right, this was. All right, some more. She love the way niggas talking shit, just like us. Just nigga, some more nigga. You know what I mean? All right, Oos. All right, Oos. All right, some more. All right, G. All right, this Simone Julio nigga. All kind of dumb shit. But when they all got on the bus, all you saw was fucking black CDs on the bus. It's all beat up with all black Smurfs. And then what's so bad about it? Everybody get on that bus was 6 foot and over. I think maybe the smartest guy was like 5'10". But everybody on that bus was like 6 foot and over. That's a whole lot of black on the back of the bus. You know they say all the black people go right in the back of the bus. Jim Crow wasn't thinking about a bunch of rips on the bus, because he didn't even know. Yeah, the Big Daddy got something for that. All the niggas on the back of the bus, watch what I have. I'm bringing you some niggas in the 70s. They all gonna be some big young bucks. These young bucks, they gonna be ready to run. They going on the back of the bus. Oh. But Yeah, no. My job was gonna make SOS first to go and protect my fucking people. And any fucking and everybody else is under along the way with it to umbrella them, which we still do now. That's why you got the Usher thing else is called the other and the others to grab everybody that's not with everybody that's not with the Norte or with the South or the Southerners. You know what I mean? Anybody that's not white and anybody with the brothers. And even the brothers know the ones with brothers want to take roll with us, they can roll with us. The brothers already know there's understanding there. That's why some Samoans or Tongans, whoever, if they want to go with the black part, the brother part, they can. But they know damn well both sides are just like, hey man, but you know it wouldn't because everybody knows. Boom, boom. Plus that we share things with our brothers anyway, you know, in the jailhouse. But to correct your thing, it doesn't take nothing on it. It's just that we were a small deck. You guys are already here. You know what I mean? So my job is to grow my own damn coconut field. I don't need to latch on to your brothers and shit, man. You guys are already too big, well established. You know what I mean? But don't get it wrong. I took my notes. I took my notes off for you guys too, because you know we sat there and watched fucking Tookie Tamel and all them motherfuckers and shit, man. I did all my juvenile time shit with rest in peace with Monster Cody. But they trade gangsters and shit like that. Now I told you again, and they arch enemies shit the 60s, the Magruder brothers and shit like that. And shit like that. Ting name was Tank. That's all I know is the Magruder brothers and shit like that. Built like tanks too. But they had small frame and shit like that compared to fucking Monster. Because me and Monster were big motherfuckers up in there for being juvenile. But me and Monster Cody Scott and shit like that. And other one, Big Mondo, and to Brother TV and shit, man, they from Santana Block. He's gonna tick tock. Santana big time for Mondo from Santana Block. We get all the bitches. We get all the Mondo say all that kind of shit, man. But no, little baby. My job is just to go protect my people first and foremost. And as time goes on, it does what it does. Like that. Like I made my alliances with the brothers up there in juvenile, and as time goes on, me and the Black Panthers were already getting phased out and shit were getting torn apart. And we just came through that bottleneck. That small bottleneck is between the fucking initially 77 to fucking the 80s. That's a small little bottleneck right there. But everybody that was in time like that, and then the 80s can go all the way to like 85 at the most. But everybody up in that motherfucker, they know what I'm talking about, shit, man, because everybody made their alliances, their deals. What that all in juvenile hall. That's why I told you the other time in the other fucking film. If you was a gangster and shit, you was a gangster when day one when you were young. So I say from day one when you were young, you was gangster. It wasn't no thing like I got jumped in now when I'm 18 and 19. Ooh, you old man, what the fuck you doing? You know what I mean? They got clicks you can do that. Don't mean they can do that. They done that. But those are usually jump in fall guys later. Where they got to go through the heat. I mean, because older guys are going to make them work like a workhorse. You know what I mean? But if you was really banging in Cali, you had to start at a very young fucking age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like I say again, elementary school, yeah.
Well, that's when you can get in trouble. Yeah. You can get in trouble.
Yeah.
And get away with it. By the time you become, a man, then you a lot of times you switch gears.
And my Lord, man, calls me out there, don't ever use that kooky. That's the man. We're not kooky. You guys are not kooky. I said we're not kooky. We're not kooky. Fuck Hood. Fuck Captain Hood. My Lord Hawaii. That's why Hawaii cooked that motherfucker. Shit.
So when you got jumped in Samoa, were they mad because you started Were they mad because you started a Samoan gang and that was going to interfere with the growth?
No, wait a minute. Come again with that.
When you got jumped in Samoa.
What about
was it because you started a gang in America?
Yeah, but it was really. I was cool when I was out there when I first went out there because they knew who I was. Shit, and they were cool at the airport and everything else. I think what got them is because I was sitting there. I think the word is like flossing, arrogant.
Yeah, I remember you were saying that because I was wondering about that. Like, this motherfucker started a Samoan gang in America, and now they're fighting each other and that kind of shit.
What do you mean fighting each other?
Samoans fighting Samoans back in America.
You know what's so bad about it? Like,
did they think like that? Like, oh man, he started something out there, but now they're beating each other up, or instead of being one.
Yep, that's me. Good question. That's why I got naive. See, let me tell you guys. I'm telling you guys this. Listen very well. When I started sophomore, to protect my people, right? And any other islander involved. You hear that? protect my family, my people, and every fucking islanders involved from the Pacific. You understand that? That's the only reason why I started the South South. That was the main fucking reason. I was totally ignorant that Samoans like fucking hitting Samoans, like jumping on Samoans, eating Samoans, you would kill Samoans. So I was totally ignorant. Remember, I'm born here, and I grew up around Cholos. See me? My neighbors were Mexicans, niggas, wetbacks, and niggas. Those are my neighbors. Few little sprinkle, little hunky little boys are on the cracks and shit like that. And every now and then a Chinese or a Japanese guy, you see him a little kid growing up in school. But you never, because the Chinese and Japanese did not hang around with us when we were in Bald Hills because they kept to their own shit. They were a small little pack, and their brothers didn't like it anyway. We called them Japanese Chino with cheese and shit like that. Same thing we do the Mexicans. Especially my mom in Bald Hills. From East LA to Bald Hills, mom and dad bounced me around, but mostly in Bald Hills too. They would have shot towards Culver City, and those that live up in that area, they know what I'm talking about. The places they're compact. When you know the area, next year in Culver City, one place, and you end up at fucking Baldwin Hills, another place, if you just go around by the hill. Originally would be the old fucking, the hills on one way, but the other side would be the old fucking movie theater fucking lots for the fucking movies and shit, man, for the fucking silent films. In the back, it sees candies from the store. That's actually still there. See, what motherfuckers don't know this kind of shit, they treat like this, damn, man, how yo, remember I told you, man, I'm a premature baby. I only stayed in the womb 5 months. Like I left the other 4. I can't take that shit, man. Sorry, mom. My mom's still alive. I love her, my mom. But yeah, but that's why my brain don't work like that. Like I don't know what you guys. Shit, I'm 60, so go 62 years old. But I still remember being in a diaper. Do you guys do that? That's why I ask my people all the time. How far does your mind go back? That's what fathers do. That's why my babies, I sit there and before they're born, shit, I sing to the mama in their stomach, and I sing a chime and shit like that in their stomach. Same one for every one of them, because as the baby's moving, my mom's mom for her pregnancy, you know what I mean? Like my dad told me doing shit. The baby knows you when you're singing and humming, sing and hum and touch your woman's belly. So when the baby's born, your test is you sing that same hum at the same time. The baby don't have to have its eyes open, although I have one baby with eyes open. That was my Samson. But all the babies that came out, their eyes were all closed. Shit, but when I did that hum and chime, each one of them went towards the chime. The head moving towards the chime. I said, and that's how you know. It's also the same thing too. Now, I hope you guys don't never get to accidents where you see your baby go to a hospital. But my son is like, yeah, broke one time. He broke his fucking arm like that and shit like that on the monkey bars. That's why I tell you don't play on the fucking monkey bars. But he ended up had to go get surgery, and he was only like 7 years old. And I told the doctor, how much did you put in there, to knock it in? And they looked at me like, oh, come on, Mr. Gagner or whatever. This doctor talks like that. Oh, who are you anyway? And the mom screamed with us. So they real professional with her, but they kind of like blew me off. But I told him, look, the reason why I say this, man, whatever dose you gave my son, my son, he goes, you didn't give him a dope version. They go like, what? What? The dope version. I said, because he'll have a tendency to come out of it if he goes burn. And they're like, oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. My son's a living proof. My wife's living proof. My auntie too. Because when he sat there, he inoculated and shit, man, he's going to surgery and shit. I goes, how much did he put in it? They assured my wife, like, don't worry about it. You put enough in there and I'll come down. No problem. So on purpose, like me being the ass, the dick, you know what I mean? When they were bringing my son up, plus my wife and all, they were seeing me, I wasn't presentable. You know what I mean? I'm always dressed in black and looking cool. I don't look like a nerd turd and shit. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? When a cool motherfucker's not involved because a bunch of fucking eggheads are all in the house and shit like that. You know what I mean? If you don't know you ever know a principal or teacher, you can't be in there looking like a fucking pool shark / fucking boxer / nigga playing football and shit at the park. You can't look like that. No. Hang around with the skateboarders. No, you can't do that. No. I mean, don't be riding around no Cadillac. Dun. No. But long story. When they brought my baby boy, man, towards the hallway, I did. You know what I did? I did the hum. And guess what? The boy started raising his head up. What? Out of the fucking. He was raising his head up right out of the fucking inoculation. So there's something for you motherfucking scientists, you fucking brain fucking people that don't know shit. You know what I mean? The mind is something you guys don't understand. That's why you call it psyche, because you guys demonic motherfuckers from Zeus. See Zeus, the same guy in the cross. Where his thrones over there, what's called it? Psyche, because it means nothing more. See, psychology just means to study. And psyche is a fucking horror nymph bitch. It's like that man gets chased around by Peter Pan. You know what I mean? So, but psychology is a study of what? If you go look it up, it's called study of the soul. your soul, study of your soul. And if you're sitting there writing paper trying to monitor the soul, you will never know. See, and that's how the blinders get put on you. Because you think like that, you get that. And because you sit there and worship the gods of stone and wood, your eyes will be blind like that. Just like a horse riding the track with the blinders on. Your mind will be fucking that. Your mind will open up new neutrons to go ahead and believe and reinforce what you're thinking because you believe it. Now you got a spirit in your head. You are now possessed. See that? Look at that. And each and every one of you that heard that, let me tell you something. I already snatched you. You guys all caught that because it's real. See, I told you, my name is mirror. My name is Joker. I'm like a mirror. Shouldn't be listening. If you're a piece of shit, you shouldn't listen to me. So why's that? Because I can go into your fucking mind and do push-ups and shit on top of your fucking damn skull and your brain. You know what I mean? And jack off and shit on top of your head. Inside your head. Just come and shit all down your pituitary gland and around your eye lobes and shit. And you can't do nothing about it. Because I attacked you in the spirit world. Oh. Yeah. But no, homie. We became Crip later on and shit, man, due to our other brothers, man. And they were cool with us, and why not? Shut up.